Hey guys, Noel here, and it is October 30th. We had a little bit of a technical hiccup there. I was not getting the Prism Live on air sign in the bottom of the screen, so I just wanted to make sure that we were streaming okay. So it's the night before Halloween. It is Friday night, and I've actually got some time to do some live streaming after a busy week at school. So I thought since it is Halloween Eve, it would be fun for us to play some games that have a kind of a spooky theme or are just so bad that they're scary. So we'll be playing a variety of titles ranging from the thematically good scary games or kind of spooky games to maybe just some games that are just straight up bad. I'm thinking we might be playing some WCW Mayhem tonight. So either way, glad to be with you, and we'll stream for a bit and see where it leads us. Now, I think the first game we should play is the Radical Dreamers. This is one of the most interesting, atmospheric, kind of scary games. Hey, all right, good deal. Off-brand Human YouTube. Welcome to the channel. All right. Jiminy Fricket, welcome as always. Both of us, yes, fantastic. Glad to have you both. Cool. All right, so we're going to be playing some Radical Dreamers, which if you are familiar with the world of Japanese role-playing games, then you may know the game known quite simply as Chrono Trigger. This was the dream RPG from Japan that brought together the forces of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, the two most popular Japanese role-playing game franchises. Well, this game, Radical Dreamers, is a little-known sequel to Chrono Trigger that was made available on the Nintendo Satellaview, the Super Famicom Satellaview, which was a very early digital download service that was done through satellites and through analog broadcast radio stations. And what Nintendo would basically do is they would take games that were, fairly simplistic in terms of, they didn't have a ton of graphical depth, or they'd be very kind of standard Super Famicom video games, kind of like, I think, kind of plateauing at things like The Legend of Zelda in terms of graphical quality, which is great graphical quality. It's really well designed. I'm just saying it's not like it's Donkey Kong Country where you have, pre-rendered 3D graphics. I'm trying to play Undertale while watching this on my computer. I'm having heart palpitations. All right, well, if you start feeling yourself going down, I don't know, like bite on a spoon, or what do you do, like put a spoon behind your tongue or something? I think that's if you're like having a stroke or something. I don't know, there's some kind of thing about that. I'm witnessing everything. All right, good deal. Are you two hanging out together? Is that what's going on? Well, no, if you're hanging out together, then if one of you goes down, the other one can just kind of push the other out of the way of a corner of a table or something. You don't want to hit some kind of a blunt object or corner. Corners, those are troubling things. That's how I got this very stylish eyebrow scar, is falling into the corner of a table. Anyway, so Radical Dreamers, we're on a Google Meet thing. Very cool. So Radical Dreamers was the sequel to Chrono Trigger, and it was what's known as a text-based RPG. The text-based game is kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure visual novel, and because of that, it's text-heavy and therefore not that graphically stressing on the satellite. Hey, Arrow, how the hell are you doing, man? Good job. We're just talking about Radical Dreamers, the sequel to Chrono Trigger, and we're going to start off playing a little bit of that. I think we'll probably also play some Biohazard, maybe some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and probably, what else should we play? Probably a Go-Go Aquaman, too. That's, I think, would be a good one to play. So we'll start off with some Super Famicom, and then some, probably pivot to the PlayStation, kind of see where that goes. I think Shakan the Forever Man might be another fun game to play for Halloween. Either way, Arrow, super glad that you're here. Long time supporter of the stream, and good friend, and just generally cool guy. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Play Baldi's Basics sometime. It's scary. What is that on? What's that on? I'm not actually sure what console that's on. You kids with your newer stuff, doing pretty damn good. I saw your second child is on the way. Yes. Yep, I am expecting baby number 2, so that should be all kinds of fun. My son is calling the baby surprise, which the baby is actually not a surprise, but we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic, and I look forward to having baby P number 2. So without further ado, why don't we play some of the Radical Dreamers? And we'll get down to it. Radicalism, an increasing theme in American political discourse. Also, gosh darn it. Hang on, gang. All right, how are we doing? Are we good? All right, pretty good. All right, hang on. All right, I will hit the lights. See right there, you don't know. This is like the Blair Witch Project here. Good stuff happening here. All right, I'm going to hit the lights, and we'll get down playing some Radical Dreamers. Okay. So hopefully this all goes well. I don't know what's going on here with our, there we go. I'm trying to position our camera, and it is not cooperating well. All right, good enough, I guess. So, okay, so this, again, takes place within the journal of a guy by the name of Serge, and he basically travels with Magus from Chrono Trigger and the reincarnation of Magus's sister Scala, and they team up to fight the villainous aristocrat that goes by the name of Lynx. He's literally a lynx. It's an anthropomorphic cat. And he basically has this time travel jewel, and so it's some good stuff. So, all right, scary, 10 out of 10. All right, Steam. I don't have Steam. Nothing against Steam. I just don't have it. I do a lot of my digital downloading either through the Switch or the Xbox or the PS4. What do we want to do here? Why don't we start a new game? So basically what you do in this game is you pretty much explore a mansion. This game is only made available in Japanese. Boy, did her information help. I thought the perimeter's counterspell would be quite a problem. Kid's braid sways softly from side to side in the cool nighttime breeze. So far, we've managed to slip through the magical shield network undetected and sneak into Lynx's domain. Still, the inner region can make for some pretty rough travel. Kid, Magil, and I comprise this party of 3. It's been something like 3 years since Kid and I met. Back then, I was a drifter wandering wherever my music led me. During my stay in the remote town of Rigoria, I ended up running into a girl who later joined me, leading to the beginning of all this. That girl was Kid. Kid, a thief, of course. Not even 17 years old, already she's widely renowned as a top professional. To make matters worse, she's cute, devilishly stylish, and has a sparkling personality. And boy, can she cook, if you ask her, that is. Well, to be completely honest, she has her fair share of problems as well. She thinks of herself to be kind of a Robin Hood, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. But that's just not the case. At times, her sharp tongue can get the best of her, viciously lashing out at anyone who stands in her way. She exaggerates every other word and sometimes lies outright. And as for listening to other people, well, forget it. Hey, International Channel, how you doing, man? I'm guessing you just have a custom cartridge. I do. This is a Saddle-A-View game. It absolutely is a Saddle-A-View game. This is a custom cartridge that is an English translation of Radical Dreamers, which is what we're playing right now. International Channel, the graphic novel, visual novel, Saddle-A-View sequel to Chrono Trigger, one of the all-time greatest role-playing games ever made, and just generally greatest video games in general. This brooding sequel, I think, is quite appropriate for the Halloween theme of, tonight and just generally what we're all going through. For some reason, I couldn't see the notification. That's fantastic. Well, thank you for stopping by, and I'm glad you are here, because you're a cool guy, a good friend, and a great guy to have on the stream, too, just for fun's sake. When it comes to money, well, I've never met anyone greedier in my life. Her relentless pursuit of wealth is ironic, considering she's a nomad like me. Hey, students of mine who are on here, nomad, a term that you've unfortunately got a term that you've all learned in school. Got to leave. Might watch the stream when it's over. Have a good good night, guys. Glad you stopped by. Definitely get some sleep, have some fun, and thanks for saying hi. And watch the stream if you feel like it. And remember, a nomad doesn't have a stable place to live. That's a vocab term we went over. But we've pretty much moved on from that unit. But, just don't forget it. Okay, anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on her. She has her good points, too. She can really shine sometimes when she wants to. Glancing back over my shoulder, I notice a silhouette silently emerging from the grove. Magill. This associate of Kids is known to us only as Magill of the Shadows. I know next to nothing about him except for the fact that he somehow knew Kid before I came into the picture. A high-class magician of some sort. He looks to be about 30. He usually keeps to himself, though. The top half of his face is covered with a mask at all times. I've never seen what he really looks like. At times, it seems as though I'm hanging around someone from another world. Traveling with this pack is definitely an interesting experience. Kid's quiet about her past, too, but it's like I know her entire life story compared to how little I know about Magill. From time to time, I find myself wondering who he is, where he came from, and so on. I'd ask Kid, but I get the impression she knows about as little about him as I do. You may be wondering, how did I end up where I am now? Well, there's a lot of reasons, I suppose. I guess you could say that life doesn't always go how you plan. Suddenly, Kid comes to an abrupt stop. Seems someone wants to say hello. I found you through the recommended selection. That's weird, man. Alright, well, I don't know, man. YouTube probably doesn't like me. But I like you guys, so thanks for stopping by. Suddenly, Kid comes to an abrupt stop. Someone seems to want to say hello out of a nearby thicket. Two shimmering eyes catch my attention. Whatever it is, it's staring at me silently. After a few moments, a few more pairs of eyes appear. They seem to be surveying the area. Ooh, feral cats. Let's adopt one. A deep feline growl breaks the uncomfortable silence, and I realize we're being haunted by a pack of feral cats. A few of the figures slowly approach from behind the trees. I look behind me, only to see that they've already encircled us. A few more slowly creep in, now totaling about 10. Chills run down my spine. In a daze, I clumsily unsheath my knife, grasping it tightly as I bite my lip. Kid stands ready with an air of composure. Careful, mate. These buggers are probably rabid. The growling increases. Now a constant rumble all around us. Their yellow eyes shimmer like jack-o'-lanterns, while saliva drips from their snarling jaws. The middle one's stomach gurgles as its eyes widen, fixed directly on me. Looks like we ain't getting out of this one without a fight. Ooh, a fight. What'll we do? I say let's attack. I slash viciously at a nearby cat. Startled, it leaps back with incredible reflexes. I stay my ground, not getting any closer to the beast. Hearing a howl, I know I hit my mark. Licking its wounds, the animal recovers after a moment of pain. I ready my knife, waiting for my next chance to attack. Serge, behind ya! I turn around to see that I'm now face to face with a pair of ravenous yellow eyes. Defend! In desperation, I raise my arms in a cross guarding my face. The beast catapults onto me, throwing me down, pinning me to the ground. I scream from the bottom of my lungs as I feel the sharp jaws clamp down on my skin. The beast straddles my body, its teeth now sunken deeply into my arm. Oh great, now I've got rabies. The blood straining its fur as it growls. The pain is unbearable. I do everything in my power to struggle and break free, but the jaws are like an iron trap, gnawing and ripping flesh deeper and deeper with every passing second. It's like a romance novel. Whoa, what was that? All of a sudden, the cat is hurled off me, thrown backwards by some incredible force. It cowers in a heap away behind the tree with a gaping hole in its belly. It roars helplessly. I look up to see Kid standing behind me with her knife dripping with blood. Squeezing the wound on my arm, I raise to my feet. I take a deep breath and try to tighten my grip on my knife, now slippery with sweat. Then, out of nowhere, Kid flashes across my vision, landing a direct hit onto the cat beside me. The cat screeches in pain as Kid pins it to the ground, stomping and kicking it with all her rage. Without a moment's delay, she boots the animal up underneath its jaw. It moves no more. All of a sudden, the crazed atmosphere gives way to a war cry behind me. I whip around to see Magel's inferno spell setting a cat's head ablaze. That sounds nice. It jumps, screeching and howling in madness before running away wildly in confusion. It runs directly into a tree and knocks itself out cold. I've done that before. And that seems to be the end of our first fight. And they all died in the end. I look around and see that only one of the pack hasn't been taken care of yet. As Kid and I start to close in on the beast, it bolts, fearing for its life. Well, that was some workout, eh, mate? Kid says, coming towards me as she tends to her arm. I take a deep breath as I look around, trying not to step on many of the bodies. I'll admit I was a little worried back there at times, but nothing too serious happened. I talk to Magel, despite knowing how he'll react. Are you all right? With an expressionless face, he looks down at me blankly. You need not worry about me. Wow, the affection is just overflowing from that guy. However, I probably shouldn't start complaining now. We've still got a long way to go. We haven't even set foot inside Viper Manor yet. Kid glances over at me, seeming eager as ever, ready to tackle what's next. You gonna hang around all night? What, mate? And I'm gonna say, no way, let's go. Hey, come here. Trying to ignore the aches and pains, I head over towards Kid. Good job back there, mate. She comes closer, and I can see the reflection of the moon in her eyes as she gives me a warm, comforting smile. But come on, we can't just stand around all night. There's treasure waiting to be found. I'm still lost in her eyes as she starts to set off. Magel continues behind her without a hitch. I hurried to catch up behind the two. In a place like this, getting separated would be a bad idea. We continue to make our way through this natural labyrinth of wood and rock. Somewhere quietly waiting within this huge forest, Viper Manor beckons us. Deep within lies the treasure we've come for, Lord Lynx. He's formerly known, is an aristocrat who governs Regionia Outlands. From the way Kid talks, he's apparently an old adversary of hers. Tonight, our goal is Lord Lynx's most prized possession, a scarlet jewel known as the Frozen Flame. Besides being priceless, some say this beautiful stone harbors some sort of mystical power. They say many people have sought after the flame, but none have been victorious in stealing it. Viper Manor has claimed many lives. But we will succeed. We pride ourselves on making the impossible possible. Besides, the way Kid talks about Lynx, sometimes it sounds like she's got an awfully personal vendetta against him. We can't lose. We've come too far to lose. So, after having spent countless hours crossing this dreary, lonesome forest, the silhouette of a towering mansion finally comes into view through the trees. Ooh, it's Viper Manor. So, I mean, this game, again, lots of really nice illustrations, panning graphical still images. We made it, Kid shouts. Your days are numbered, Lynx. We quickly make our move, quietly dashing out from behind the thicket. Once at the mansion wall, we creep stealthily along the perimeter, searching for an entry point. After a short while, we come upon a terrace near a garden which looks relatively inviting. Nice feng shui. It doesn't look like there are any guards on patrol. Still, this mansion gives off a strange, sort of morbid feeling. It's as quiet as death. Magiel gazes up at the towering fortress. We can enter into the west wing. From here, there's no need to look elsewhere. Okay, let's go, Kid says, jumping over the terrace handrail. Halt, shouts Magiel from behind, staring at Kid. Our goal is the frozen flame, not vengeance on Lord Lynx. Remember this, Kid. Aye, no problem, she says, glancing over her shoulder. Ain't gonna be nothing to it, like taking candy from a baby. We'll be out of here before that slimy rat knows what hit him. Yeah, you low-down, good-for-nothing bastard, I'll make you pay. There she goes again. Come on, I'm getting tired of waiting around, she yells, before bolting into the mansion. Magiel shakes his head in silence as I chase after Kid, already deep inside. The darkness engulfs me. Now I see the notification for some odd reason. Well, as long as you see it. Okay, the passage extends to the right and the left. Wherever we turn, darkness awaits. Let's go to the right. As though we're inside a gigantic snake, the passageway twists and turns, stretching deeper and deeper into the mansion. We now stand in almost complete and utter darkness. Just a trace of moonlight manages to illuminate the path. I stop for a moment and realize it's now completely silent. I feel as though we're being watched silently by every single being in this dreadful house. Just taking a deep breath, I move on. And I set my foot down slyly with the stealth of a cat, yet so valiantly composed. Kid follows behind in stride, drifting in and out of the shadows. The macabre figure of Magiel looks out from behind. The Weaver of Fate has surely by now taken notice of us, cradling us carefully in her arms. This is like masterpiece theater. I'm just reading a book. We make our way down the dimly lit passageway. After a few moments, we come to an old, dusty door on the right. Kid quietly presses her ear against the door. Quiet as a church mouse. No one's there, mate. And should we open the door? Keep going down the hallway or head back down the terrace. Then we're going to open the door. What's all this junk? Must be a storeroom or something. Seems like this is the inner mechanics of a clock tower. However, the gears look old and rusted, and cogs are spinning randomly without connecting up with their proper teeth. I doubt the clock still is in use today. The room seems to be currently used as a storage area. A large object catches my attention off in the far corner of the room. It's too dark over there to see what it is, though. Do not touch anything out of the ordinary, Magiel says abruptly, sending a sudden shock down my spine. However, just as he says this, I see Kid emerge from the shadows, dragging a large object into the middle of the room. It's a large antique sword of some kind. We got no use for this old thing, Kid. All it'll do is slow us down. Besides, we probably won't even get much money for it. I reckon it's worth a lot to the right buyer, like an antique collector or somebody. Sulking Kid quietly lays the sword down. What do you want? I look around startled. That was definitely not any of our voices. Kid and Magiel immediately take position, focusing their attention towards the source of the voice. Who's there? Oh, it's a friendly old lady. And by friendly, I mean hag-like. A figure suddenly appears out of the darkness. It seems to be a short old woman with a large hood over her head. Although fully covered, she's obviously quite old. Aye, it's just some old hag, Kid says. Magel's sharp gaze on the woman remains unchanged, however. Heh heh. What an energetic young lady. You haven't come here this late in the evening to drop in on some friends, I'd imagine. I glance at Kid. Perhaps you have some score to settle with, Master Lynx. My heart jumps. This is definitely not good. She'll warn the rest of them about us. Let's tell the truth. Kid's eyes narrow. If we did have a score to settle with that bastard, what's it to ya? Heh heh. Just as I expected. The old woman cackles in amusement. Children, they're always so interesting like that. Imaginative, yet so predictable. Question marks? What are you talking about, old lady? This, in my view, is probably the best music in the game, and it's one of the best songs, I think, just in general in video games. This is called Girl Who Stole the Stars, I believe. It's a really nice melody. It's already been 4 or 5 years, I would gather, according to what I was told. One night, a young thief came to the manor looking for trouble. That thief was a little girl about 10 years old. Surprised, I glance at Kid. There's a trace of an ice-like radiance in her eyes. Staring at her makes me feel like it's suddenly dropped below freezing in here. Unfazed, the old woman continues her story. That girl was an orphan. She set off to face Master Lynx all alone, hoping to avenge the girl who had cared for her like a big sister. But after all, she was all alone, outnumbered and overpowered. She was eventually defeated and captured by Master Lynx's henchmen. As an ally, Master Lynx can be quite an asset. However, as an enemy, he can be one of the most fearsome men alive. If not for a friend who sneaked in and secretly rescued her, the girl surely would have perished. From what I heard, this mysterious figure who could allegedly slip in and out of the shadows was the subject of many whispers throughout the manor. Long after this incident had come to pass, not moving a muscle, I look for Magil, and he's nowhere to be seen. I can only guess he's sporting one of those trademark expressionless faces somewhere off in the darkness. The inhabitants of Viper Manor don't condemn the unfortunate because no one can win all the time. However, from time to time, the goddess of fate has been known to cast down those who have too much good luck, throwing the cogs of time out of order. It's not wise to try and stand against fate, continuing to repeat one's mistakes time and time again. The old woman continues, staring straight at Kid, smiling sweetly. If you want to steal the jewel, and if you really want to beat him, you too must give up your most valued possession, Kid. As long as you cling to it, the hands of your clock will never budge. They'll stay frozen, trapped in the distant past. Who the bloody hell is this old hag? Me? Oh, just an old lady. Pay me no mind. Thank you for listening to this old maid for such a long time. I certainly hope I haven't delayed you at all. But before you leave, which one of you, with that, the old woman looks in my direction. Ah, yes. You look like you've got a bit of a scrape there. Won't you let me have a look at it? What should I do? I don't know whether to be petrified or comforted by all this. I'm going to actually let her help me out here. The old woman claps her hands together, bowing her head. She mumbles a few words in a low tone. Suddenly, a gentle blue light surrounds my body, filling me with a strange warmth. Wow, look at that. My wounds are being healed before my eyes. It feels as though there's some sort of soft music, Kenny G, if you will, being played all around me, putting me in a strange serenity. Is there a game where you read the entire text to War and Peace? Because I love to hear you stream that. Yeah, I'll look for it. I definitely have. I have other visual novels, but this is, I think, the most text-heavy visual novel I have. When I come around, the woman is gone. Hello, lady, says Kid, relentlessly looking around. However, there's no trace of her. All signs of her presence are gone. Wonder what was up with that old hag. Looking around, I can't help but wonder what she was talking about with all that talk about a prized possession and everything. Let's get our arses out of here. This place giving me the creeps, says Kid all of a sudden, already heading for the door. Hey, wait up. As I catch up with Kid, she gives me a friendly poke in the ribs. That ain't no fair. You were the only one who got healed. All right, well, where to next? From here, the passageway stretches to the right and the left. The right passageway continues into the mansion, while the left will take us back to the terrace. Let's keep going into the mansion. Proceeding ahead, on the path, we come to a staircase going up and a firm-looking set of doors on the left. There better be treasure in here. The smell of gold's thick in the air. Thick with multiple C's. So let's go inside. Uh-oh, just as I thought, it's locked. Kid says after jiggling the handle frustrated, she kicks the door. This might slow us down, but sure as bloody L won't keep us out. Well, unless we find the key, there's nothing we can do, Kid. Let's go to it then. I bet Lynx has got it stashed up in his room somewhere, the bastard. Unable to do anything, we leave to look elsewhere. Let's proceed to the stairs. Nice animation here. With Kid in the lead, we ascend the narrow staircase. Sarah just kind of a perv. He's, probably letting Kid go up the stairs so we can look at her butt. Okay, it is what it is. The cracked stone stairs seem to endlessly twist upwards. It feels like we're heading up to a scaffold to be executed. Optimistic. All right. Atop the staircase, an old but solid door waits for us. Silently, this damp place fills me with a feeling of dread. There is a faint voice coming from the other side of the door. Says, Kid, I fear the worst. Maybe we should check somewhere else, I say. What's the matter, you chicken? She says, glancing at me. But I can tell by the sound of her voice that she isn't feeling much better about this than I am. There's something wrong about this place, and we all know it. Let's open the door. It's a small room, one you'd find in a stone tower. It's empty, and I can't find a single window in it. What the hell kind of room is this? Though she's trying to hide it, I notice a shiver running down Kid's spine. There may be something of use here. Let's search more closely, Maggle says quietly. You really think we'll find something? Humph. Kid proceeds to the middle of the room while I examine the walls and floor. The stone floor, filled with countless scratches, covered by splotches of a dark, dry ink. Hey, Maggle, would you come over here, please? Something is carved into the wall here. I think it's an inscription of some sort. Maggle kneels down in front of the wall and examines the writing. Looking closer at it, it appears to be written in blood. Oh, that's nice. Indeed, this text has been worn down with age. Most of it is unreadable. Here's what I can make out of it. Won't la ma onger. Akat dragoons ni me sword order to proof. Without any warning, the door slams shut. We stand up, taken by surprise. Then suddenly, a low rumbling starts to fill the room. What's happening? Kid shouts, looking around frantically. What's that above us? Ooh, spikes. Ooh, mode 7. What now? There's no time to lose. Try to stop the ceiling, break through the wall, try to ram the door. Kid flies across like an arrow ramming against the door. Her small body bounces back. The door is far too heavy. Bollocks. Maggle streaks across the room like a hurricane, dashing against the solid oak. The door creaks, but holds tight. My turn. I ram into the door with all my strength. Arg. A heavy shock shoots through my body, but the door doesn't budge an inch. Rumbling continues to get louder and louder, reminding us of the rusty blades eager to greet us. Serge, Maggle, come on, together. The three of us start to ram against the door simultaneously with all our strength. The door hinge gives. We stumble outside, barely escaping certain death. Behind us, we hear the gut-wrenching sound of blades meeting the stone floor as I watch the morbid scene in a daze, grasping huge breaths of air. Finally, the grinding sound fades away. It seems the ceiling has stopped. Damn, that Link's toying with us like that. So, this is the torture chamber. I wonder how many of the Acacia Dragoons it's claimed, Magiel whispers. Who? I ask. The Acacia Dragoons. They were once an elite force serving General Viper, a powerful man who used to rule the western territory of Gersbella. They were defeated more than 10 years ago by the very hands of Lord Lynx. By the look of things, we have apparently found their resting place. Who cares, says Kid as she stands up. Generals and knights and everything, it sounds like some old bedtime story. Magiel shrugs his shoulder in silence as we start down the stairs, eager to get away from this awful place. With Kid leading the way, we descend the stairs. At the bottom of the staircase, a quite sturdy-looking door stands to the right. The hallway also continues on ahead. We're going to proceed toward the terrace because that door is locked. After a little while, we come to a door on the left. We already went through this door. That's where the old lady is. So we're going to keep going on to the terrace. After a short while, the terrace comes into view. On the left, the cool evening air trickles in through the doorway, giving me subtle reassurance. Proceed through the hallway. After a while, the path splits in 3 directions. To the left is a descending staircase, while the path on the right extends into darkness. Another passageway lies ahead. Why don't we proceed ahead? All of a sudden, a chilly wind blows past me. Not only that, but also a thick fog has started to accumulate all around us. We're in trouble. It swirls around us faster and faster. After a few moments, it coagulates before me, forming into some sort of humanoid shape. It's a poltergeist! Don't move! Kid whispering does nothing but add to an increasing feeling of fear and dread. How are we supposed to fight something that doesn't even have a body? From beside me, a low voice starts to echo through the dim hallway. It's Magiel. He seems to be starting some sort of incantation. But what am I going to do in the meantime? I am going to damn it! Oh no, it's coming faster and faster. I didn't hit it fast enough. Its body begins to diffuse and approaches us, surrounding in a thick haze. I start to feel lightheaded. Suddenly, I feel incredibly tired, opening my eyes only to see that there's a chilly fog all around me. It must be starting to drain my life force. I've got to stop it before it sucks me dry. I desperately, despite the fog, swing my arms around. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Getting so tired. Cold air hits me as though I've been thrown into an ice lake. Beyond the thick haze, I can now just barely make out the figures of Kid and Magiel. I'm getting more and more tired. You think Kid has thick ankles, Serge? What the heck is Magiel mumbling about, huh? I ask after a moment, scratching my head. Yeah, those ankles couldn't get any worse. I answer immediately, milk, lemonade. Yeah, okay. Oh, my aching head. I open my mouth, but all that comes out is gibberish. I groan as I feel the life energy being drained from my body. Sanity, unraveling. Where am I? Serge, the cat's asleep, Magiel says to me. What the? Anaconda, I report immediately. What? I ask, confused. Suddenly, I seem to snap out of it, realizing I'm not dead yet. Beside me, I see Magiel standing completely still, holding the back of my neck as he chants. Then, all of a sudden, a powerful-looking burst of energy shoots from his other hand, blazing toward the poltergeist. Searing hot burst of psychic force brushes my face, almost singeing me as it collides with the shrieking enemy. The apparition writhes in the air, violently injured, as though it is boiling all over. Serge, hey Serge, you still with us? I hear as I realize someone's slapping me again and again. Kid, dazed, I stumble back to my feet. All of this magic is making me dizzy. I had to counter the poltergeist attack directly through your body, Serge, Magiel says. You will survive. Come on, what are you waiting for? Kid stammers blankly. Sorry, so what are we waiting for? Really, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this whole fighting thing. I'm barely hurt at all. You got a thing or two to learn, but you're getting there, mate. Kid's mischievous eyes sparkle as I glance at her for a moment in the dim moonlight. I set off down the corridor with her, ready for what's next. Probably after the next scene, we'll maybe play a different game, although I do love playing this game, but, ooh, double doors, let's go in. Bunch of them, probably mix it up, maybe play some other games too. Ooh, this seems to be the Viper Manor Ballroom. Beautiful decorative ornaments rest on a large table in the center of this huge hall. Rows of huge pillars are lined up on both sides, adorned with sculptures of birds and various other animals. At the far end of the room sits a giant organ taking up the entirety of the wall. Its pitch black aura beckons us. Countless number of candles provide a sort of soft, flickering luminescence to the room. Everything around us shimmers in the dim candlelight. Various portraits have been hung high up on the walls, depicting all sorts of well-dressed people. From what I can gather, they are high-quality oil paintings. They all have a similar sort of morbid gaze in their eyes. Though, who could these be? Lynx's relatives, maybe? Of these, a portrait of a young lady in a pink dress catches my eye. Wait, what's that? I swear she looked at me just then. Come on, Serge. It's time to put away the ghost stories. It's just my imagination acting up again, I tell myself. It was probably a trick of light that caused the flickering candle or something. The oil's glossy finish distorted the image for a second or two. Yeah, that's what happened, but I don't know. The room's bloody strange. Kid sees it too. She has to have seen it. I suggest we look somewhere else. I suggest we look elsewhere, Maggle says suddenly. Kid and I offer no objections. All right, well, our room's a little too rich for our blood, so we decide to, go to the next room. We leave the ballroom, heading back through the passageway. After a bit of walking, we come into a three-way split path. Then we can go to the right, which has stairs leading down, while a narrow passageway to the left leads off into darkness. The stairs up ahead will take us toward the terrace. Why don't we take the stairs down just to see what's down there? As I start to slowly descend the stairs in the dim light, I stretch my hand out in front of me to try to feel for something. However, I'm greeted with the moist feeling of grimy stone walls. We've descended the staircase. To the left lies a huge stone archway, and to the right we can see a narrow path twisting into the darkness. Why don't we take the archway? Peeping in from the archway entrance, Kid looks astonished. Wow, look at this. I heard about these things. They're called atriums. Oh, this is a good scene, actually. Noel, have you ever played Ever 17 before? I have not. What console is that on? Whoa, cold, Kid exclaims, taking her hand out of the water. Coming to her side, I kneel down and peer into the pond. Leaning over the beautiful marble edge, I feel chilly water. From deep beneath the surface, a number of fish start to swim towards us. These buggers look expensive. I can't seem to see the bottom of the pond. I wonder how deep it is. Fish are a little restless, splashing here and there. Suddenly, Kid tugs at my arm, jerking my hand out of the water. Before I can ask why, one of the fish leaps out and snaps at me. We scramble to our feet and take a few steps back from the fountain. Many other fish soon follow, jumping out of the water, snapping at us. A few land outside of the pool. I kick one into the corner, watching it violently squirm around. It appears to be a piranha. More and more of them emerge from the apparently bottomless depth. Having gotten a fresh scent of game, the piranhas start to splash around ever more viciously now, getting water everywhere. I wonder how many of these things could be in here. It looks like there are more and more of them emerging every second. Suddenly, a dark red liquid starts to erupt from the fountain. Kid leaps back at once. I'm shocked as well, staring dumbfoundedly at the erupting fountain. The gushing red liquid shoots higher and higher. The water level in the pond rapidly rises, taking on a disgusting red hue. Before long, the water level has started to overflow onto the floor. A bead of sweat rolls down my brow as I realize that the room is about to fill with water. We might be able to make it to a safe distance before the piranhas reach us. Quick, what do we do? We're going to head back to the staircase. Come on, we're outnumbered. Splashing through the water, we turn back, heading for the passageway where we came. However, a few of them manage to sink their teeth into me before I can get away. I kick off the last remaining few as I bolt out of this vile room. Phew, that was a close call. That rat bastard. Whatever he thinks he's got up his sleeve, it won't stop us for long. We're coming for you, Lynx. Alright, so that was pretty cool. Alright, so why don't we... We'll take a... It's a visual novel for PC. Interesting. Is it of a Japanese origin, or is it just a kind of a cool... what's the genre of it? So we'll take a little we'll switch up from Radical Dreamers. It is a very good game to play for Halloween, but we've been reading it for about 45 minutes, so we probably want to mix it up a little bit. Not that there's anything wrong with a little bit of Noel presents Masterpiece Theater, or Noel Piece Theater, if you want to call it that. Have some Cup of Joe in our Gorbachev mug. So, okay, so why don't we play, since we've got the Super Nintendo going here, why don't we play another good game? We've been playing Radical Dreamers. So, hey, Nick Darling, it's a scary game, Last of Us 2. That sounds scary for all the wrong reasons. So, Nick, you just missed us playing some Radical Dreamers, which is the text-based RPG visual novel sequel to Chrono Trigger that was released for the Nintendo Satellaview. It's a visual novel that had a U.S. release, but it's a bit rare. It's a bit rare to find a hard copy. Interesting. Is it like a from Hirameki International? I gotta check that out. That sounds interesting. So Ever 17. I'll look into that. What kind of PC was it? Like PC 88 or just like a general PC type game? This is interesting. Why don't we play? We'll play a little bit of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure right here. This is the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure RPG for the Super Famicom. We have a custom pink cartridge English translation for this. This is a very nice game. So we'll power this on. And we'll get down to it. Nick, have you beaten Last of Us 2, or is it just like you can't even, like I'm just done. Can't play it anymore. So, all right, let's play some JoJo on the Super Famicom. It's for Windows. Interesting. This game has a great soundtrack, incidentally. Alright, one step closer to dying than you already are. Guess there's no choice if I can't explain it with words. I guess you'll have to see it for yourself. You'll need to understand it in order to prepare for the coming crisis. Abdul, you're up. Hold it. He seems pretty strong, but you... darn, it's going too fast. Do you honestly think that I'm just going to let your lapdog do whatever he wants to me? Oh, I packed it away. Have zero ambition to get it out. We are moving in November, so that game can sit. Where are you Are you moving to? Are you staying in town or a different house? There's Avdol here. I should probably hit the lights. Probably get a little less saturation. I'll be right back. Ooh, it's Dio. Group's defense is up. So basically, this right here, this is like the game. Ooh, you're moving to Truxton. Incidentally, the name of a really nice Sega Genesis game that was very famous on Classic Game Room. I'll be right back. I'm going to dim the lights here. So yeah, early on in this game, or actually early on in the anime and manga, Avdol and Jotaro fight in order to better teach Jotaro how to use his stand power. This is actually the attract mode of this game. Mr. Joestar, as you can see, I got him out of jail. So yeah, basically Jotaro puts himself in jail because he's afraid of his stand. He's afraid that it's going to hurt someone. And Joseph, the old guy there, who is the protagonist of the previous JoJo, he is Joseph Joestar, but now he is a cool old Indiana Jones type. He is teaching his grandson about his newly found power, the manifestation of your soul into a warrior spirit that stands next to you, which is why it's called a stand. And these stands are appearing because Dio is returning. And then there's also issues with an arrow from Egypt and people getting poked with said arrow, and just, it's a whole kind of convoluted story. But it's really interesting once you actually sit down and kind of go through it all point by point. While people are waiting for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, I am waiting for Noel's capture card and PC to be fixed so he can upload more stuff from the international channel. Agreed. The big thing is the PC is such a piece of crap. I really need to get some kind of better laptop. It's Dio. Right now I've got one strike on the channel, and that's because of the Hogan Muta match. That strike I don't think has expired yet, because I think a strike takes about 3 months to expire. My stand's ability is that of being able to produce visions of faraway lands. I call it spirit photography. However, my spirit photography seems to be only of that man. Dio, look at the birthmark on the back of his neck. That birthmark is the proof of one's heritage in the Joestar family. That dirty bastard has the body of my grandfather, of Jonathan Joestar, from the neck down. He stole my grandfather's body. Arg. Alright, well, let's start a new game here. Got semi-decent deals going on Best Buy, but let's call it early holiday shopping, since Black Friday doesn't exist this year. That's true. So I've never really done much with this game, but you know, really nice graphics here. Jotaro, are you going to school? Then be as careful as possible. I'm sure Dio's hand has already reached here. A stand to something controlled by your own willpower. It moves with your battle instinct. If your biorhythm falls, your stand becomes weaker. Be on your guard. Avdol, let's talk. Jotaro, right now, you can't draw out your stand's full power. On the shelf in my room is an item perfect for you. Just go and equip it. As a precaution, you should also get some medicine. There's some in the kitchen. This is an interesting visual style for an RPG. This is back in my room, I guess. Where is it? Yeah, I don't know what I want. I'm probably a little more... I don't know. I'm a little more interested, I guess, in the... I don't know, man. I like how the Xbox Series X looks, but I know the PlayStation 5 has Final Fantasy 16. But I don't know. So it looks like when we talk here, we can actually choose who we want to talk to. Where are the items you mentioned? So, I mean, yeah, this is a cool game for sure. But it's definitely one of those RPGs with kind of a point-and-click dimension to it. Ooh, it's Holly. Here's your kiss, Smooch. The medicine is in the cupboard. Is this the cupboard here? Nothing here. Nothing here. Check. Nothing here. Ooh, found ointment. Well, that's good. What else can we do? Nothing here. Alright. Seems like we kind of got the hang of this here. Can I make myself, No, I guess I can't check the microwave here. So, Jotaro just walking around his house here. Let's see what's in this room. This is Avdol's room. Nothing here. Ooh. Found aluminum cap. We received the aluminum cap. I wonder if this calendar is anything here. Nothing here. Nope. So, let's see what's in here. Nothing. Let's see what's this window's got. Nothing. Can we, well, it looks like we can't, looks like there's a little bit of a window. Nothing. Window meaning in terms of how far you can do that point and click thing. Noel, do you have the game Fatal Frame for the PS2? I do not. What kind of game is it? I am all ears. Nice music in this game. It looks like Jotaro's hat is a little more distinguished in this game. It usually it still is blending in with his hair, but I don't know. Sometimes the visuals, it's kind of like 50-50 hat and hair. Here it looks like it's more like 75% hat. Ooh, ladies. What do you want? He's coming with me. Shut up, you hag. This Kakyoin. You're Jotaro, being so lovey-dovey with the girls. I thought you were more of a man of spirit. Okay, so it looks like we have to kind of randomly do tarot cards here. Groups stresses down. We'll attack this dude here. Jotaro took 1 damage. Took 1 damage again. Prepare yourself, Jotaro. Jotaro ignored the word. Star Platinum. Delinquent was defeated. Star Platinum. Zawardo. That's not Star Platinum the world. Star Platinum the world would freeze time. It's a Tecmo game, which is survival horror, akin to Luigi's Mansion, except you use a photo camera for a weapon, not a vacuum cleaner. Interesting. This game's fun. Delinquent was defeated. We made it to level 2, and we got $210. These students' brains have been infected by a flesh bud made from Dio's cells and are being controlled, as I feared Dio's hand has Jotaro. Wait, as I feared Dio's hand has Jotaro. Be very careful. So it looks like this is like the Shonen Jump logo here. Hey, Sinister! How the hell are you, my friend? We were playing some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on the Super Famicom. Played some Radical Dreamers text-based RPG here. Now we're playing another RPG, which is JoJo here. Lately, we have some weird transfer students. Please, JoJo, let them know who's the boss. Looks like Kuwabara. Hierophant Green. Biorhythm changed. I'm gonna fight Hierophant Green here. I'm doing okay. I'm glad to hear that. Tomorrow will be the night before daylight savings. Time ends, so have 1 extra hour. Cool. Oh, great. Hierophant Green did 6 damage to us. Star Platinum, it dodged... I'm sorry, Hierophant Green dodged Star Platinum's attack. We're going to attack again here. Man, Hierophant Green keeps dodging the attack. 5 damage. 36 HP. What kind of ointment restore HP? Hierophant Green ran away. Okay. Jotaro, are you alright? You're hurt. Let's go to the infirmary and get you treated. What do you want? He's coming with me. I'll call for the doctor. Wait here. I'll just pace around the medical room. Well then, JoJo, come here for your treatment. She's crazy. JoJo. Fuyaho. Fihi. I'm going to torment you some more. Let's see what one we pull. Group's defense is up. I like the sounds of that. Why don't we attack? Dodge the attack. Star Platinum. I feel the next kid's... the next kid is the real news. Okay, it says in transit when I made the purchase, didn't say it was coming from China. Now I feel like it will come when it comes. My apologies. Don't worry about it, man. It's generous. He got it for me, man. I was unaware that Noel had a new kid. Congrats. Yes, thank you, International Channel. My wife is expecting. I did make the announcement on Facebook. So you know, it's great. We're all happy. I was kind of nervous about how Santino would take it, but he seems to be pretty excited. And, you know, that makes me feel really good. And so, you know, it'll be fun. I just want to make sure everyone is good and I'm doing my job. And, you know, that's all I can really do, you know. I just want to take care of them all and keep my sanity in the process. But if it's between taking care of them and my sanity, they come first, so... So we're just going to keep attacking this crazed nurse here, who's coming at me with a pen and or scalpel here. Nah, this looks like a scalpel. Can I talk to her? You really think you can defeat me? Jotaro ignored the words. If you won't get out of my way, I'll unleash my Star Platinum on you. Joy ignored the words. Do you really think you can defeat me? Attack. I don't know what gender it is. It's really early. Actually, now they can tell the gender, you know, with a blood test. So Renee actually got a blood test, and so we should actually be able to find out the gender fairly soon. I don't really care. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, I'm one of those people that likes to know. So I think we'll probably find out pretty soon. It's not that important for me to be surprised. Man, she keeps dodging the attacks. What do we do here? Item. Defense is up. Our defense is already up. Check. Star Platinum keeps hitting her. We took 1 damage. We were watching and waiting. There's no way... I think there's anything else we can do but attack her. Keep moving here. We've got good defense here. If you wanted a new kid, couldn't you just adopt me? What? I mean... I don't know. I'd have to... I mean, we'd have to try to work some logistics out here. I mean, I guess room would be at a premium here. You know, the baby is gonna have its own, you know, the baby and Santino are just gonna have their own rooms. Renee, I mean, there is like an office room that I use for my library books, and Renee uses to work on a home. By library books, I mean the books I accumulated while I was in college. Man, I don't know what to do here. Tactics. Idea. I'll drag out your stand. Oh, good. There we go. A stand comes out of Joy's body. Kakyoin. You'll regret dragging out Dragging it out, Jojo, my stand's name is Hierophant Green. It is the same kind of stand as Avdol's, that friend of yours staying at your place. I swore loyalty to that man. That's why I will kill you. Facing off with Kakyoin. Let's try this one. Group's stress is up. That doesn't sound good. Attack. LOL. It's actually interesting. You know, I watch a lot of sitcoms, and, you know, growing up, it's like you always identified with the kids. Now it's like I'm now the age of the dads on the sitcoms. It's interesting. I still identify with the kids, but then I can now also identify with the dads too. I think I definitely identify more with Homer Simpson than Bart now. Although I think I always kind of identified with Homer more. This game's got a nice visual style for good graphics here. Check. Six damage. We should probably heal. Ointment. Dodge the attack. Alright, so we use the ointment. We gotta attack him here. You'll regret that. Kakyoin got psyched up. Kakyoin dodged the attack. Let's talk to him. Wow, Hierophant Green is shooting some some major damage attacks here. If you won't get out of my way, I'll unleash my Star Platinum on you. Kakyoin took 7 damage. He took 5. Attack again. Took 13 damage, that's good. So it looks like, you know, with this game, you know, you have some really nice visuals, but there's kind of a limited number of them. But they're used creatively to create a aesthetically pleasing experience that shows off the graphical power of the Super Famicom, which is substantial, at least during the 16-bit era. Genesis could boast speed, but the Super Famicom definitely had better colors and picture. Although Genesis was very good to... Jotaro had an idea. Genesis was really good to program for and play on. Very, very fast, smooth gameplay. And, you know, so you could push its graphics to crazy limits, too. Super Nintendo just had an easier time with good colors. But I couldn't think of anything. What? It just said idea, man. Oh, what? Lost the power to fight? Is it game over? Your destiny ends here. Ah, well, that's JoJo. Fun game. So that's definitely, you know, a game worth visiting again in the near future. But, It is a RPG, and you know, RPGs are not always the most easy thing to do on a live stream. So we'll wrap up JoJo there, and why don't we try a little bit of some Go-Go Aquaman right here, another good Halloween-themed game. You have this little Hellion boy out to capture souls for the devil right here. So you might think this game is blasphemous, but I think it's more within the fantasy realm here. But, here we go. Let's check it out. Akira Toriyama does the artwork for this game. And, yeah, let's see how it plays. The answer to that is fantastically. All right. A young demon has awoken. I mean, Japanese stuff always had a lot of fun with the kind of like the mischievous demon trope. Played a little bit of this game on a previous live stream here. Let's play easy. Since we are on the topic of spooky games, I have been watching Justin Wang's YouTube channel and have been fascinated by the whole Resident Evil Inez thing. Same. Absolutely. They found Inez. We're just waiting to, I guess, hear from her. So the people at Raccoon Stars have found Inez. And apparently they sent her some questions. There's lots of really good Resident Evil videos that Justin Wang does, where they, find just different characters from the franchise. He's got a great one on Rebecca. Just really good stuff. Just check out his channel. The only thing I don't like about Justin Wang is, and it's not like him per se, it's just some of his videos are kind of just on a grosser topic, like, people with like two penises or just kind of, gross out, stuff. Like, it's just weird. Or like cannibalism, I don't know, man. Like, he gets into some like pretty dark, silly stuff, and that's kind of one of the components of his personality and of the content of his channel. But then he also has some really good like Reddit history, internet history with like Angel Fire style stuff, Resident Evil video game stuff. His video on John Teeter is one of my all-time favorites, so I highly recommend that. I think there's a subculture out there that is willing to deep dive for late 90s motion capture actress. Not just any motion capture actress, the best motion capture actress. So we got cute little demon Trunks here. Very, very smooth gameplay here. This is actually one of the smoothest platformers I've ever played on the Super Famicom. Big, beautiful graphics as well. Just fantastic Akira Toriyama style artwork. Great soundtrack as well. And it's actually, this game is like very reminiscent of Game Boy, a lot of Game Boy Advance platformers that I have. Like the Dragon Ball one, the One Piece one. Just generally, really good stuff. There's a pretty good Astro Boy platformer on the Game Boy Advance as well. Game Boy Advance is a really good system. Metaspin. Yeah, dude, check out the John Teeter video on Wang's channel. It's really good. But the Barry Burton one is really good as well for Resident Evil. He actually just did one on Chris Redfield's actor, I believe. Yeah, the Inez video is, I think, probably my favorite one. I think that's actually... That and the John Teeter video are the ones that got me into Justin Wang's YouTube channel. But you know another one looks like Little Trunks. Absolutely it does. There's a great Justin Wang video about this unhinged dude who is obsessed with circumcision being an atrocity, and he links it to Silent Hill, and he runs the Silent Hill wiki page, and he just I don't know. It's like all these caricatures you see of just unhinged activist people, except this guy's got like a mental disorder where he like makes it his life's purpose to try to agitate against circumcision, and he reads into Silent Hill this kind of crazy circumcision stuff. Kind of stuck here. Nice music. No, I already said that. I wish Dragon Ball GT opted to focus more on Goten, Trunks, and Gohan than Pan, Trunks, and Kid Goku. Crap. LOL, you said Wang and Butthead. Wang. Man, darn it. Last life here. Wavy Web Surf is another. He's like Justin Wang, but a little bit less of a expertise on video game nerd subculture. Oh, you know another good Justin Wang video is Charles Barkley's Shut Up and Jam. He's got a really good video on that. The sequel to Shut Up and Jam that never was. Okay, so the key here is to, I think, not fall down into the lower rung right there. I wonder how the DBZ franchise would have turned out if Future Trunks' timeline was the canonized timeline. I don't know, man. That would be pretty interesting. Yeah, spikes. That's not a good thing. I think you can get a head full of steam to run. Ooh, health. Yeah, it's a good question, man. I mean, you could argue that it was the canonized timeline, and then he changed it when he came back. But, you know, definitely would have just been grittier and less formulaic if they stayed in Trunks' timeline. Definitely your old favorites wouldn't be there. Damn it. What? Ugh. Low health here. Ugh. You know, normally I'm pretty good about, what? Game over. We'll take one more shot here. Go again. Normally I'm pretty good about, have been good about mellowing on politics, but, I don't know, all this just current stuff. I think what bothers me most is hypocrisy. Like, if someone sets a standard and then shrilly demands it be followed, and then they do the exact opposite themselves, and worse, it really, really bothers me. And the other thing that bothers me is when educated people are willfully ignorant. So that bothers me. And then the other thing that bothers me is when there appears to be a alliance between some of the most insufferable power structures to basically, I don't know, manipulate people. And all those things are really kind of working overtime in my head, dealing with a lot of this current presidential drama. I mean, like, listen, if no matter who wins, I don't think I'm going to be horribly upset one way or the other. I definitely prefer one candidate over the other. But even the candidate I prefer, I'm not a huge fan of, so. But the other thing I can't stand is McCarthyism. You know, the whole just Russia-baiting bullshit. And technically, it's canon. It's just not main being focused on. Yeah, no, I agree. Trunks' timeline is canon. It's just not the main timeline. Ah, man. I was telling my friend during this very stream that Trunks didn't mess up the timeline because going back in time makes a new timeline. Yeah, he kept switching back and forth, which doesn't make sense. Okay, so Toriyama, you know, does not pay it. Yeah, like, he's not huge on being logically consistent, put it that way. The stories he tells are very good, but you can kind of tell at the same time he, I feel like he gets rushed and then just kind of throws stuff out there. I mean, he's only traveling back and forth between two timelines, though. I mean, if you go... So it's like... According to, like, Dragon Ball's logic, I guess if you... So he made a new timeline. But he doesn't make new timelines when he goes back, is what you're saying. I don't know. It's just how it works, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why he... Unless he... I don't know, unless he's somehow linked to that one timeline. Like, I don't know, once you go back to... Once you make a new timeline, you're invariably a part of it, maybe? I don't know. Just trying to rationalize stuff that a lot of thought probably didn't go into. I think Toriyama was just like, oh, cool. Time travel story. Let's do that. I like the Terminator. As do I. Terminator is one of, like, the best movies ever made. The original Terminator. No, I really want to check SLX's Splatterhouse video, but I don't want to leave you. Aw. Well, you know what, bro? I actually have Splatterhouse on the Famicom, and that, I think, would be a pretty appropriate game to check out, with it being Halloween and all. So yeah, after this, why don't we pop in some Famicom Splatterhouse? See if we can beat this boss here. Which looks like we did. So, alright. Let's check out some Splatterhouse here. Well, thank you for hanging in there, Sinister. Don't forget, Noel, there's also Cell's timeline and the one that Mai moved to. Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, the cool thing about time travel stuff is like it's just like this whole can of worms that you open. I mean, I actually on this kind of topic, I got in a huge discussion, and Sinister, you may have seen this on Facebook, about the universe theory that all television shows, on the majority of television shows on that occurred in the 80s and 90s are happening in the mind of the autistic kid in the last episode of St. Elsewhere. Because if you watch St. Elsewhere, in the final episode, it's revealed that the whole show takes place in the mind of an autistic kid. But then St. Elsewhere crosses over with other shows. So are those shows that, I mean, there's a simple explanation for this if like you're just thinking like St. Elsewhere is the only dimension, and then that kid just in his mind imagines people from other shows in his thoughts. But then there's the flip side of like, well, what if it's just all in one dimension that this kid is imagining? So that would then make Cheers part of this kid's hallucination. It would make Frasier part of this kid's hallucination. It would make Wings a part of this kid's hallucination. It could potentially make Boy Meets World part of this kid's hallucination. So, I mean, it's a whole interesting can of worms to open. Let's not even talk about the non-canon Xeno Trunks. Yeah, he's kind of weird. I mean, he's not bad, but yeah, I don't know, man. So, I mean, at the end of the Goku Black arc, Trunks' original timeline gets destroyed, and then a nearly identical one gets created. Couldn't Bulma make a new spaceship to go back to Namek? Yeah, that's always the trump card. Like, the Namekian Dragon Balls are more powerful than the Earth's Dragon Balls. So, didn't have the tech to travel to Namek, and even Goku only got to New Namek because of instant transmission. Yeah, I don't know, man. No, it's true. It's hard to get to Namek. I mean, it would be hard to get to Namek in Trunks' timeline because of how bad, the destruction would be, right? It's like they struggled to build the spaceship that they built. So it would be hard to just kind of up and leave everything. Splatterhouse. All right. We also have Splatterhouse on the PC Engine as well. So pop in some. Oh man. Oh, good. You're there. My phone froze for a second. I thought I'd lost you guys. Play some Splatterhouse. So anyway, yeah. All of a sudden my phone went black. It's like, oh man. We have been streaming for about an hour and a half. So Sega Lord X has a new video up. So Sinister, I was watching actually a Sega Lord X video the other day when I was going to bed. He was going through the games that were on the Sega Astral Arcade Mini or Astro Arcade Mini. It's got the I guess the material of a Sega Japanese arcade cabinet in a mini cabinet. Splatterhouse. So I definitely want to check that out. So we'll move our setup here. Yeah, I saw, it's got the first Virtua Fighter on it, which I think is really cool. And it seems like it's got Shinobi and Cotton on there as well. So that does sound worthwhile. I'm definitely a fan of mini arcade cabinets here, so you can clearly see. Actually, speaking of Dragon Ball, we got these cool Dragon Ball tchotchkes that we got at Walgreens, the most overpriced drugstore ever. There's some nonsense there, man. All right. What time it is? 11:46. Astro Mini, yes. What do you think of the game lineup on that? Because I didn't see the whole video, and I know he just did one. Alright, come on, man. Let's, make Joe Biden. Come on, man. I'm just so pissed at current events right now. Just the whole, the insidious relationship of the media and intelligence community right now is really bugging the crap out of me. Alright, so I'm going to hit the lights. And we'll play a little bit of Splatterhouse. So, the good thing about the Famicom is that, you know, when a graphically powerful game would come out, often there are a lot of arcade classics. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to pick it up. Alright, let's play some Splatterhouse here. As I was saying, you know, a lot of the time, the Famicom, rather than trying to make a 16-bit game try to work on the Famicom, which doesn't work, what they do is they'd make their own really well-designed chibi 8-bit version of said game, and I was hoping for more in an American release. I definitely want to get the Japanese one. Are there a lot of 3D games on it, or is it mostly just 2D? I mean, I would really hope for Dead or Alive and Virtua Fighter 2. I think those would be good. House of the Dead. I mean, this might be a little much to get on there. But if they got the first Virtua Fighter on there, they should be able to get Dead or Alive on there. It used the same engine. I believe it used a similar engine to Virtua Fighter 2, and it was made for the Sega Saturn. Yeah, this game plays really smoothly. I love Famicom so much. I love how it looks. I love how cute the games are. Bro, I legit didn't even know that was on the Famicom. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, obviously, it opts for a... What do I do here? I can't get up here. Is this guy gonna come down and attack me here? Oh, there they go. Oh, man. Mostly 2D. How many 3D is on there? I should probably say how many 2D games... I'm sorry, how many 3D games are on there. I'm really happy I have this game. So, fun fact, when I ordered this game off of Etsy, and I get Famicom cartridges off of this a couple people's store, and the store that I got this on, sometimes they give you regular Famicom cartridges, sometimes they give you repros, and this particular one was a repro cartridge that it didn't work at all in the Famicom. So I sent it back, and I got a replacement, and that replacement works just fine. That's what we're playing right now. It's a little too late, I think, to start playing it. But another game we should stream that's got kind of a Halloween theme is Catherine. That game is great. It's got a great opening song, great hip hop song. Yo 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 yo. Yeah, this game kind of reminds me of like Mighty Final Fight, but with Splatterhouse. Alright, is there a way I can... It looks like the more... Oh, man! Game over. Yeah, we'll do one more go. I do feel like Virtua Fighter 1 is the newest thing. I literally think Virtua Fighter is the only polygon game. There are super scalar games that are kind of 3D. Interesting. Before we wrap up, I do feel like I should give Biohazard at least a go. Because that is, I think, that's the legit scariest game that I have. Well, I mean, I've heard Resident Evil 2 is even more tense, but... The thing about Biohazard, aka Resident Evil, is the tank controls make you unintentionally stressed. Right, it's like you're in a bad dream and you can't move properly. Moving on up. I mean, Sinister, I do think that having Virtua Fighter on the Astro Arcade Mini, it's a good idea because I don't remember the original Virtua Fighter actually being released on anything. I mean, I know they did the Virtua Fighter, the Virtua Fighter 4 remix. That was basically Virtua Fighter 1 with Virtua Fighter 4's cast. But, I mean, and I have Virtua Fighter 1 on the Sega 32X, and it's great. I actually have Virtua Fighter 1 on the Sega Saturn as well, and it's also great. But I think the original is going to be, definitely better. Virtua Fighter 2, though, there were things that the Saturn version one did that the arcade one didn't even do. Ah, man. Alright, well, we'll have to keep practicing to get better at this game. But it is quite fun. Splatterhouse for the Famicom. Don't we have enough mini consoles already? The answer to that is no. I actually really want to get the Poly Mega Turbo Graphics because Turbo Graphics or PC Engine is very hard to find. And the fact that they have one out for like 200 and change is super interesting to me, especially since it can play everything. We're going to take a little road trip and grab a snack. See what we find here. Ooh, M&M's. Alright. So we'll pop a couple of M&M's while we try to figure out, what to do next. The answer to that, my friends, is to play some Resident Evil. But nevertheless, we are gonna have some M&Ms. Yeah, I personally don't mind mini consoles. The more the merrier, But each their own. My phone is messed up to the point where it takes many attempts to hassle and to get proper speed. Oh, that's lame. Sinister, did you vote? Do they have voting ready in Compton? And what's the atmosphere like there? Is everyone like super tense, or are they like more chill? I mean, I don't know. I think people are so aware of Biden's corruption now, this stuff is a little less tense. There's more people are like, oh, well, they're both corrupt. If Biden loses, I don't really care as much. But people are definitely... I work in Compton. I am not out a lot now. Oh. What's the general vibe of where you're at? I didn't vote yet. Gotcha. I might get one more bag of M&Ms. I voted on Saturday, and I'm so disgusted at the media and the intelligence community that I mean, I was never going to vote for Biden, but I didn't know if I was going to vote for Trump, and I voted for Trump. So, but you know, I mean, you don't have to, like, obviously. But I don't know, man. It's just like, if you, like, if I was I'm a teacher, right? If I catch a student doing something wrong, and I have like all the evidence that they're doing something wrong, and then they tell me like, yeah, I didn't do this. This is all disinformation from a rival school. Like, what am I supposed to believe? I feel most people in California are generally left-leaning, especially LA County. But I feel like it surprises me who's actually conservative. Interesting. I mean, New York and California always go blue. Honestly, like, a lot of the people that I'm friends with, like, I mean, Portland is, like, white majority. Like, not, I mean, there's, like, a decent amount of black people and some Hispanic people. Everyone talks about, like, the minority vote for Democrats and stuff like that. I'd say, like, most of my black friends who are, like, from the jiu-jitsu boxing gym, and then there's, like, you. I've got a couple friends from college who are like, more Africana studies, left-leaning. But most of my black friends are voting for Trump or are on his side, which is, you know, not what you hear in terms of, like, a lot of the stereotyping. Trump train, and as a conservative, I actually voted for I voted for Trump in Brindisi. That's what I did. I voted for a Democrat for Congress and the Republican for president. And I don't know. I can't stand. It may shock you, but I voted for Obama in 08. I voted for Obama in 08. I'll tell you who I voted. I'll tell you exactly who I voted for. California needs a Republican governor to balance things out. Nah. I mean, I voted for both parties. You know, mainly because, like, I'm not like a partisan person. I just try to vote for whoever, you know, I think is either more honest or pisses me off the less or makes the most sense for me. All the presidents I voted for, not counting the primaries. So the first presidential election I voted for John Kerry. The second presidential election was Barack Obama. The third presidential election was a guy named Stuart Alexander. He ran for the Socialist Party USA, and he was actually a black socialist. Then I voted for Jill Stein, and this time I voted for Trump. So I've got a pretty eclectic mix of people that I voted for. I voted for McCain, then Romney. Yeah, that makes sense. Parties don't mean anything. Yeah, no, it's the truth. Yeah, but I'm so disgusted with the mass media, Joe Biden, and the intelligence community. Just you know, like, you have someone dead to rights on something, and then they just try to say, like, oh, this is just Russian stuff, and then you have people, you know, coming out on the email chain saying that, you know, no, this is real. And then, you know, it's like, oh, well, this information can't be verified. And it's like, it's very easy to verify this information. The reason that it can't be verified is that the media is refusing to verify it. Like, that's the problem. Like, it's very easy to go to the New York Post and say, how did you verify the information? It's very good. It's very easy to go and track down the people on the emails. It's very easy to go ask Joe Biden very specific questions like, hey, are these emails fake? Are they real? did you do this? Did your son do this? But like no one does anything. Like all the only coverage that I've been seeing of this at all in the mass media is just to try to debunk it begrudgingly because now the story's gotten too big to ignore. So I don't know. I don't like Romney or McCain. I liked McCain when I was in high school, and then he just kind of sold out, so I stopped liking him. Romney has good points about how to make something similar to the Affordable Care Act. Well, Obamacare was basically Romney's plan. What was Romney from? Was he the governor of Massachusetts? I think he was the governor of one of those New England states. But yeah, Obamacare was basically Mitt Romney's plan. And I believe a lot of neoconservative intellectuals. He was from Utah? Okay, that makes sense. I know he's a Mormon, but I want to say he was the governor of a New England state, but it's pretty late, so I mean, and it's been a little bit since Romney was relevant. McCain is definitely Arizona. Yeah, he was Arizona for sure. Western states, it's all I remember. Well, we'll have to look that up. Obama was Illinois, but originally Hawaii. Yep. No, I mean he was a senator from Illinois. I mean, I think a lot of people voted for Obama in 2008 because there were like 8 years of the Bush administration, and after 9/11 happened, and we ended up getting into 2 wars in a row, and they showed no signs of stopping. And the Bush administration was coming off as increasingly corrupt and a tool of neoconservative imperialism. People got like increasingly sick of them. I think in the second term, Bush kind of pivoted away from. I mean, like Dick Cheney, like I think was still the boss, but he started to surround himself with fewer neocons. But still. I don't know. People. I just figured that they tried to stuff. They figured stuff wasn't going well under Bush. Too much war. Not enough intellect on Bush's part. So they saw Obama come along, and Obama, just I don't know. He's just kind of he's literally like a fresh coat of paint on an old system, and so people were, just wanting to kind of mix it up, hoping things would go better, and I don't know. People got alienation and malaise, and we ended up with Trump. So, Mitt Romney is an American businessman, senator from Utah. Okay. All right, feel smart, though I'm not fully confident. Yeah, I don't know. But for some reason, I want to say Mitt Romney has something to do with New England, but I could be wrong. He's a Mormon, that's for sure. Okay. No, you're a smart guy. Nothing like cold coffee. Alright. Set up our camera here. Now that I've started complaining about politics, I feel invigorated. Alright, now where's my stand? But not the JoJo kind. Let's play some Resident Evil here. We're actually gonna play the Japanese version. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put my PlayStation Mini on the 4K TV. And I'm going to swap some plugs.
Ready to pair.
And we'll turn on ye old television. Actually, it's not that old. It's like a year old. Other TVs in this room. They are like a fine wine. They get better with age. All right, here we go. Nope, Resident Evil actually was a PlayStation exclusive, and then Sega Saturn got their own version, and then finally after that, Nintendo did get a port of Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 was on Nintendo 64, but Sinister is right that Sinister's right that Resident Evil was the original one. Biohazard was only on PlayStation stuff. Vampire the Night Warriors. That'd be a good Halloween game to play. I love this song so much. On the road. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Symphony of the Night. Dracula X Nocturne in the Moonlight. Biohazard. Here we go. I got a shotgun. Alright, I'm gonna hit the lights. RE2 for N64 was a limit-pushing technical marvel people didn't think was possible. Yeah, that's the freaking truth. Makes you kind of wonder what would have happened if Final Fantasy VII was... Final Fantasy VII actually got put on the N64. This is horror. Play Sexy Rock, Paper, Scissors. I could. I actually want to get... I need to get the second disc to that. I beat the first one. And that game is alright. Biohazard. No, I did. They're some lovely ladies. It's Inez. People were actually expecting Resident Evil 2 to be on the Saturn. A YouTuber made a great video, but I gotta check that out. I'm always thrown because that's why this figured out. No, there was a Resident Evil on the GameCube, wasn't there? Then they remade the first Resident Evil for GameCube. Southern Sega Gentleman. I will check that out, Sinister. That sounds awesome. I love the opening to this. This has the best opening out of any version of Resident Evil.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission. No, I haven't found it yet.
Mainly for the opening, where the guy's like, I got a shotgun.
There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Bravo Team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared.
Look, Chris!
No, don't go. Yeah, Inez is... She's a looker, man. I just love this style, man.
Helicopter. Nobody was in it. But strangely,
It's like, look, we're cool and American. I'm actually friends with Eric Pirius on Facebook. He is Wesker. He's also a Vikings fan. Yeah, they had to be doing a hell of a lot of compression on that N64 cartridge. Chris Redfield has, without question, never looked cooler than he has in this game. I just wish they made a whole Resident Evil movie with these actors. I'm 1,000,000,000% serious. And they need to play this song that they're going to play in a second here.
Jill, run for that house! I got a shotgun. Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker.
Oh man, he is so cool. They have escaped into the mansion where they thought it was safe. Yet.
What is this? Wow. What a mansion.
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
Stop it. Don't open that door.
But Chris is...
What is it? Maybe it's Chris. Now, Jill, can you go?
I'm going with you. Chris is our old partner, you know.
Ah, original Resident Evil came out when you were in middle school. I've never seen any of the Resident Evil movies, but they don't seem like they have they don't do a very faithful job of doing the game story.
A dining room.
Oh, tank controls. Ooh, a vase. This kind of walking when it comes to fighting is not fun. You kind of get the hang of it the more you play it, though.
What? What is this?
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Hope this is not Chris's blood.
Is there a door there? I would like to encounter a zombie before I wrap up the review or wrap up the live stream because it is getting a bit late. Well, we saw the most important thing to this game, the opening. The terror of tank controls. It's a very real thing. Anything on this painting? No. Are you doing anything for Halloween? My son is gonna be Thanos. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna dress up like Captain America. We're gonna go to my mom's house and my sister-in-law's house, and probably just do a little trick or treating with Santino, and then we'll probably just order a pizza and chill. Just as fun as it sounds. Looks like nothing in this vase here. I wonder if there's some issue with this crest here. Maybe. Can I open this door? Maybe not. Maybe talk to Barry again here. Talk about Jill sandwiches or something. Oh, if we don't run into a zombie pretty soon, we'll just wrap this up because it's getting... You know, I don't want to, like, bore you guys to sleep. It's like, here's me walking around in circles. I'm going to visit a friend, and not because it's Halloween, but because it's rare time both of us are not working. Well, you know, I definitely, you know, respect how hard you work and, you know, what a good guy you are. So, definitely enjoy the time with your friend because it's well-deserved. There's something with this painting. Oh, no, that's why I couldn't open that door. I was saying square. I was saying circle instead of square.
Investigate if you hear any gunfire.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a game you don't want to play at night, just because of how relaxing and then also terrifying it is, with its atmospheric foot tapping. There we go. Alright, I gotta equip a knife here. Ooh, I got a gun. I got a shotgun. It's not a shotgun, though. It's a zombie. Aim for the head. I think he's down. Not too bad in terms of our firepower. It's locked. Also locked. Well, the important thing is we killed a zombie on this Halloween. See what Barry's up to.
What is it?
Watch out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of this.
Yeah, nice work, Barry. Barry, he's a cool dude.
What is it?
Kenneth was killed too. Maybe by this creature. Anyway, let's report this to Wesker.
Oh, Wesker. Do 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 do. Noel, have you ever heard about Resident Evil 1.5? Yes, I have. And there's a great Wang video about it.
Help me look.
I heard the demo actually sold for a lot of money, and people have worked to kind of fill in the blanks of the demo. And they've got some stuff out there for people to buy. Not to buy, but to download. Ooh, pretty stairs. And I believe there are zombies up here. Skip some steps here. Walking around. You're dressed as a Superman, but looks more like Saitama. Yeah. Yeah, my Facebook. Got that right. I'm guessing that's saying it's locked. Yeah, Halloween, it was like a superhero day at school today, so it was Superman. That appears to be locked too. Yeah, so there's probably nothing we can do here. And since we have been going for about 2 minutes and 12 seconds, probably should get to wrapping up. It's just weird because you gotta point the direction you want to walk, and then you gotta hit up and down. Was walking around town.
Find anything, Jill?
Nothing. What is this all about? I can't figure it out at all.
Beats me too.
Now it's Wesker's time to
You know, I do have Sweet Home on the Famicom as well, which is the kind of the basis for Resident Evil.
Check the dining room again.
Okay, I'll try the door on the opposite side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could get into trouble if we get lost. We should start from the first floor, okay? And Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Ooh, the master of unlocking.
Thanks. Maybe I'll need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall.
Well, okay, but if something happens,
This time,
you probably won't be in shape to make it to the hall. Unless they're trying to just say, like, oh, hey, I found something interesting. Which is probably what good old Barry's saying. He's actually, I believe he's an Australian high school principal. Really cool dude. From what I've gathered online. This room is rife with zombies. Okay. There's this here. So we should move it. Looks like we can't move it from there, though. I don't know. Can we move it? I know we can, because I've gotten back here before. Yeah, there we go. I think there's a zombie right around this corner here. That's encouraging. Yeah, there you are. No, you're not dead. Ooh, stuff. It's like Christmas. Ooh, ink ribbon. Well, I think that'd be a good place to wrap up, I guess. Found an ink ribbon, killed a couple zombies. So, we've been streaming for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So that has been fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the Halloween fun. I think the only game, the big game that I was planning on streaming tonight that I didn't was actually going to be WCW Mayhem. And the way that I was going to rationalize that being in my list of scary games was just that the game was so bad that it was scary. Like that game and Batman and Robin, I believe. Or is it Batman Forever? No, it's Batman Forever. That is a game that those are two games that I'm not big fans of. Sinister, you have a good one too, man. I appreciate you stopping by the chat. Go enjoy some Sega Lord X. And thanks for being a friend and sharing similar interests and supporting the channel. Same thing to everyone else watching Arrow International channel, Nick, Pope, the Pope, Pope Francis. I'm so tired I can't remember the name of the Pope. Yeah, so good. So thanks, man. Good night. Take care, everyone. I will rest well. Tomorrow is Halloween, so have fun on Halloween. And I will, be making videos and streaming again in the very near future. Definitely next Friday, if we can get some work done and get some downtime, we will upload a video, do an extra stream on Friday night. Or on Friday night, on Saturday night. But actually, that'd be Halloween. That probably won't work. But we'll see. I'll see you guys in the near future. Once again, thanks for everything. Take care. Like and subscribe. If you're watching the video afterward, in your own time, hello. And then if you're watching the video in the future time, at this point, also goodbye. You guys take care. See ya.